Hey there, Aries. Welcome to reading for the week of, or no, this is for mid-October. You have this Temple of the Soul card. It says you're on a karmic path so you can unravel the mystery of your karmic debts. You have this Family and Heritage card. It says it's time to get back in touch with your loved ones you have been away from. I do feel a lot of you could be doing that just in general. You could be spending more time with family. You could be visiting family, not even just right now, but the rest of the year pretty much. And, again, if you are doing that, I think that will be a good thing for you. And, I think it'll just be a fulfilling time. Let's put it that way. I also feel you start with the Page of Cups. And so some of you could be thinking about love or connections right now with that Page of Cups. And, the Page of Cups can be great for like an admirer or new love entering into your life if you want it. And, it can also be kind of like attached to your dream. And so some of you have a dream. I think all your readings this year have been about something that you are dreaming of. And we see that because the Page of Cups, he has this fish in the cup right there. And the Page of Cups can be an admirer, but the Page of Cups can also just say that you're dreaming of something. We don't know if that fish is real or fake or, part of his imagination, but, we just know that he needs to grab onto that fish and bring it down to earth so that it doesn't jump into the water behind him. And so he needs to, bring that fish down to earth. Like I said, the fish could be his dream or something that he wants to manifest. What's really interesting is right next to it, you have the moon. And so the moon can also be something that you need to bring down to earth. It can be part of your dream. Your crossing energy is the sun. The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you. The sun is pretty much always positive. And so I feel like the sun, of course, is helping you in this reading. The sun asks us to pay attention to our attention, and especially with the in the crossing position, it can say that the sun is trying to get your attention on something, or it's trying to draw your attention to something. So the sun is like a spotlight, and it can say that throughout the day, are there things that pop up in your head? Or do you think of things that pop up in your brain? And a lot of you could be just, thinking about things randomly, and those random thoughts that pop into your head, that is what the sun is trying to get your attention on. It could be about anything. It could be about love. It could be about business or something that you're trying to create. And the sun wants you to move towards the things that your attention is being drawn to. The sun also can represent great happiness. So some of you could be attracting love. One thing that I don't necessarily love is the sun to the moon. I prefer readings that go from the moon to the sun. So we're going to have to look and see how this is going. But, if this is love, this could say that you're unsure, you're not certain about a person. It's like you could be interested in a person, but you could also be thinking, is this person a player, or, are they too good to be true, or, what's going on here? So there's like a little bit of conflict, mental conflict maybe going on right here. This could also be about a dream. So again, if you're thinking like, can I start a business, or should I start this business? You could be thinking, am I good enough? Can I handle it? Can I do the work? All those things. In the area of your thoughts or what's on your mind, you have the Ace of Cups. So again, you could be thinking about love or making a love offer with the Ace of Cups. I kind of am just seeing this as a yes. So if you're thinking about, putting yourself out there or whatever, I would do it. The other thing that this could say is that you are thinking about just making your life easier, just in general. The sun can represent ease because this baby or child is holding this big banner right here, but he's doing it very easily. And so the sun itself can say that there is something that you're thinking about doing with this Ace of Cups, and it's probably going to be easier than you think. Now, nothing in life is ever easy, but, these Ace of Cups represents doing something that has a certain flow. And, the cup can easily reach down into this water here and fill itself back up. So there are things in life that we can do. And again, nothing is easy, right? But for the most part, is there a flow, or can you fill yourself back up, or can you, I think sometimes it's a clue that we are doing the right thing when it is hard, but we still want to do it, right? Like I've been doing this for over 10 years now. Like I've never stuck to anything for this long, right? And there are definitely hard days, but for the most part, I want to do this, right? So that is this here, doing readings is my Ace of Cups, right? Because it fills me with energy. And I feel feel like the Ace of Cups could say, if you don't have an Ace of Cups in your life, like something that you can do pretty much every single day, even on the hard days, then the Ace of Cups can represent discovering something that brings flow into your life. And I think a lot of you are kind of thinking about that. We even go down to the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is kind of a similar energy. Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores. It's about getting out of the choppy waters and doing something that is a little bit easier in your life. You have the Three of Pentacles. This is showing up in your foundation, and you start with that family and heritage card. So the Three of Pentacles can represent like help or assistance or teamwork. You have the White Horse on the Sun card as well. White horses in the tarot can represent assistance or help. And so I feel that there are a lot of people that want to help you on your journey. And the Three of Pentacles could say that, to ask for help, or, it's showing up in your foundation. So it kind of says that the people already are in your life that could assist you on your journey or help guide you. And it definitely could be family or friends or people who are close to you. In your past position, you have this synchronicity card, and you also have this card that says the past on it. So a lot of you, the past position is what you are moving past. And so I feel for a lot of you, you are moving past the past in this reading clearly. You even have the Seven of Swords, and Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing. So you could be moving past a connection or a group of people or people that lied, cheated, or stole, or just weren't right. The other thing is, I'm just getting a tricky person. And so some of you, this could be where you work together in a group with people, or maybe you've been working on a project and maybe you get a tricky vibe off of a person. And that, it kind of looks to me like you could be eliminating, that word just is sounding weird in my brain right now. You could be removing people who just don't seem right. And, I think that would be a good thing. The other thing that stands out to me in your reading is that the Seven of Swords, he has polka dots on his cloak. This lady right here on the Three of Pentacles, she has polka dots on her cloak. Polka dots in the tarot can represent taking things too seriously, or just, basically needing to be more playful and, have kind of a more open energy. And I feel a lot of you kind of have a more open energy, or you're being more playful, which is good. Next, in the very near future, you have the selectiveness card, this group bonds, and the sway card. It says sway. You have this mermaid. It says femininity, allure, and charm. And so you could be very charming at this time. I think you need to listen to yourself. This capybara card says sway, as in, people could be swaying your decisions, or people could be causing confusion. And, that's definitely what I would be careful of with this moon card, because the moon can represent confusion. It can say that you're not sure if you're on the right path. Really, the moon says you are on the right path, but the moon is just up right now, and you have to wait for the sun to come up. So there is some sort of mystery in your life. But these two pillars here on the moon, they are a warning to the fool. They basically say, do not let external circumstances get you off your path. You need to get to these mountains in the background. The mountains can represent an obstacle, but they can also represent an achievement in the tarot. So it's where do you get the best views? At the top of a mountain, and the moon wants us to climb to the top of the mountains so that we can get the best views, so that we can accomplish something. And so, but I kind of feel, with the capybara card here and the moon, it's saying that there could be people in your life that are saying don't do this, don't do that, or trying to steer you away from doing something that you should do. And so I feel like this is saying you need to follow your own heart, or, with the Page of Cups, you need to follow your dreams. You need to follow a dream that you have. Next, in your outcome row, you have this foresee, and you have this revisit card. So I think that a lot of you almost can see the future right now. We are in a very intuitive time. And, this revisit card, there's that house in the clouds. So I think you need to revisit a dream, that you have had for a long time. It might be time for you to really get to work and manifest a dream that you have had with this energy. In the area of the next few months, you have the Six of Swords. I really like this in this area of the reading because, number one, it says you're following guidance. This guy back here, he represents a guide. He goes back and forth between the choppy waters. And so I feel a lot of you are kind of listening to your higher guidance or your inner guidance, and you are being guided. It also says that you're moving out of choppy waters and moving to calmer shores. So a lot of you could just be moving on to calmer shores here, heading towards improvements. All year, you've been getting a message of leaving something behind. The woman and the child in this boat, they're leaving everything behind them behind, and they're completely moving forward, like having a complete fresh start on the other side. So some of you, I think you have been thinking about leaving something behind or transforming something in your life so that you can get to those calmer shores. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, number one, says you're very attractive at this time. You have this card that says charm on it. It doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel that whatever, you could just be very charming or seductive. Right now, the Queen of Wands is a card of seduction. So if you're looking for love, then I would definitely say, put yourself out there. She also has this sunflower, and the sunflower points towards the sun. So she is moving towards her attention. Like we said with that sun card, the sun shines a light on things that we need to do or that we need to move towards. And I almost feel like you need to trust the light. It's kind of weird that you have the sun and the moon, and the sun is coming up as you're crossing energy. So, even though the sun is always positive, we could say that you are not trusting the light, or you're kind of allowing confusion to set in when you actually know exactly what to do. So I think that a lot of you, the Queen of Wands could be your energy. This part of the reading represents all of your relationships, and maybe what it's really saying is that you need to listen to yourself. Even though the Queen of Wands is coming up in the area of all your relationships, it's like a more independent energy. She doesn't, and here's the other thing, is that she's the card of learning as you go. So she kind of says that you don't have all the answers. The Moon card, there are mysteries in what you're about to do in your life, but you need to embrace those mysteries and move in a direction anyway. You have the Wheel of Fortune in the area of your future feelings. So this is very good. This would be a change in your fortunes or some sort of improvement in your fortunes. It would also represent like a change for the better, as well as kind of what I'm feeling here. So there could be a lot of improvements coming in for you. The Wheel of Fortune is a card of cycles, and you could be and you also have this other card that said foresee on it, and it kind of looks like a spiral, or we could say that those are multiple cycles that you have been experiencing. And so I feel a lot of you could be looking at the cycles that you've repeated, and you could be thinking about how you can change those cycles, or how you can turn things more in your favor. It's almost like you're taking more control over your decision making, and I feel this is going to make you much more powerful moving forward. You have the Five of Swords. I really feel like you're doing something that people don't like, but I also feel that's on them. I feel this is one of those things where you could be making decisions that your parents or your friends disagree with, but at the same time, it's your life. It's not their life. And the Five of Swords is really a card of taking a risk. So you are taking some sort of risk to do something that other people might not agree with. But again, it's your life. It's not their life. And, I think that people who don't like the changes we make, they need to get a life and they need to live their own life. So I kind of feel like that could be happening here. I also feel like this could be a time where you are seeing like who has your best interest at heart. So you could, especially we have this full moon on the 17th in your sign, Aries. So, a lot of you could be seeing what people who has your best interest at heart, and who is just trying to keep you stuck, or whatever the case may be. And I've seen this a lot during this set of readings, that people could be walking away from things, or from people that don't have their best interest at heart, and so that makes sense. With the Page of Cups in the Sun, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a blessing. The Hierophant is normally blessing the two people that are in front of him, and those two people are being initiated into the Hierophant's belief system. And so, the Hierophant can also represent marriage. I kind of feel that if this is talking about love that other people don't agree with, then this could be saying that really this is a blessed connection that could lead to marriage in the future. But you need to trust yourself with that the Sun card and the Moon card, not trusting yourself. So I think this is all about you kind of believing that something is blessed. The Hierophant is also the bridge between the heavens and the earth. And so the Hierophant can represent manifesting a dream that you have on earth. And the whole entire reading pretty much says that. All your readings all year have basically said that. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Three of Cups. This is a card of community, celebration, and all those other good things. So a lot of you, again, could be focusing on connections that have a better flow, or connections where you celebrate. This is really about having a harvest, the Three of Cups. the three women on the card are celebrating because they are having a harvest. And so I think a lot of you are kind of celebrating a harvest, or you're celebrating more abundant connections. And really, with this showing up in the area of your thoughts, that's what I would focus on. Is I would focus more on the quality connections than just anything. And I think that will be the most helpful for you. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Three of Wands. So now you have 333 showing up in this reading. 333 could be an important number for you. The Three of Wands is showing up in your foundation. And the Three of Wands is a card of expansion. And so a lot of you are probably focused on growth or expansion or growing in your life. I also feel like you're focused on new directions as well. The Three of Wands is about kind of like getting out on the boats that are normally on the card and going on an adventure. So a lot of you could be thinking about going on adventures or, kind of just allowing more variety into your life, which I think would be a good thing as well. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune again. So you are trying to create a change with the Seven of Swords in, the Wheel of Fortune showing up twice here. The Seven of Swords can represent doing things in a different way. He is stealing these swords from an army that's in the background here. So he's going to war, but in a different way. The Wheel of Fortune also can say that there are different ways that you can accomplish anything, because it's a wheel. It spins. There are multiple directions to the wheel as well. There are also three wheels, technically, on the Wheel of Fortune. The center wheel, the inner outer wheel, and then the outer wheel. And so, there's many different combinations of things that you can do to get something to work. And the Wheel of Fortune really kind of reminds us of that, or tries to remind us of that. With the Moon, you have these Ace of Swords. Yes, the truth is the truth. It's like, I think we're really in a time where it's like, it doesn't matter if someone cries, screams, shits their pants, or whatever. If it's not the truth, it's not the truth. So I think that there could be things going on in your, and here's what I mean by that. There could be things in your life where people are like saying, don't go start that business. It's risky and all blah, blah, blah. But it's like, if you're going to be a billionaire, the truth is that you're going to be successful. So it doesn't matter what someone else wants. And I think the Ace of Swords is really saying, the truth is the truth. It doesn't matter if people aren't willing to see it or aren't willing to accept it. Ultimately, you have to make the choice to be focused. The Ace of Swords is a card of laser-like focus, and it's about focusing on what the truth is. So, this to me is about you embracing your inner truth, like what you think is true, because it probably is. And I think the Ace of Swords with the Moon is also saying, stay focused. Don't be confused by other people. With the Six of Swords, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about going on some sort of new adventure, which makes sense with the Six of Swords, because the Six of Swords is moving to calmer shores. You're going somewhere where you've never been, or maybe you haven't been there in a very long time, and so you're just moving on to calmer shores. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, like, don't hold yourself back. I really get a very independent feeling off of that Queen of Wands. I don't really think, even though that is the area of the reading of closest relationships, I don't think that's what it's talking about. I think that the Queen of Wands is encouraging you to maintain your independence. And I feel the Eight of Swords is saying, like, kind of like, let your true self shine. Don't hold back with this Eight of Swords energy. And, I think that'll be the best thing for you right now. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the King of Swords. Yeah, what you've always known to be true is true. The King of Swords is the ultimate authority. He is the card of knowledge and wisdom. It's like everything that you've known is true. And so I think that we just are seeing more truth showing up in the reading. With the Five of Swords, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success. Yes, like, once you start making these decisions to take risks, that's where your success is going to come from. Eight of Wands is quick success, or quick abundance, or something good happening for you. So I would just trust yourself right now, is what this reading is saying. You have this bat. It says, take care, enemies are working against you. I don't really feel enemies are working against you. I just think that there could be people in your life that are trying to dim your light, or trying to hold you back, or maybe not even. Like, again, I don't think people necessarily do these things to be bad. I sometimes think people are just afraid that we're going to change and that we're going to leave their life. And, I think that's what you need to be careful of with this card. You have this carrot. It says opportunity or windfall. So there could be a big opportunity coming in for you. And, it's a carrot. It's under the ground. So there is like more to the carrot than meets the eye. And I think for a lot of you, whatever this dream is that you have, that it could be much bigger than you think if you get started, if you pull it up out of the ground. You have this V card. It says victory in some endeavor. We have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is a victory. And a lot of you could be creating a victory by, kind of going on that moon journey. You have this grasshopper. It says situation in the balance that requires careful handling. I don't think you should be careful. I feel like it would be a better time based off of these cards to rip the band-aid off. Like if you're trying to please people or you're trying to soften the blow of the changes that you're making, I think you just need to make it and tell people to get over it, plain and simple. You have this target. It says a goal-oriented person, Ace of Swords and the Moon. We just said this with those two cards, that you need to stay very focused on your goal and make it happen. And if you do it, then you'll be successful, plain and simple. Very simple reading, Aries. Love it. Really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.